What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about LTCN and BCHG, doing a little weekly roundup here at the end of the week at the request of Mr. Dialogue Kayaker. I don't know how the dialogue between kayaks would go, but I'm assuming it would be something like splash, 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 bubble, bubble, splash, splash. Top to bottom here, finding resistance at your 382. You found resistance at your 382 to close the week out. You absolutely could go higher. But what's very common, right, is whenever you're moving down, nothing moves in a straight line, guys. Nothing moves, whether it's going up or whether it's going down, nothing moves in a straight line. If it does, it's a bad thing. But I do think that, you absolutely could turn around from here. You don't have to go higher just because the day looks like this, the week ended like this. Look at the lack in volume. Like, it's not really impressive, in my opinion. It is an impressive day. Don't get me wrong. You're up 16%. Whoever bought down here, you're probably feeling decent right now. But I do think the prices will go lower. I do think that there's lower prices to go than these areas here. With that being said, in the meantime, maybe we do go up. Maybe we do go all the way back to 1369 or 1454 or 1464, whatever that number is. Somewhere up here between the 618 and the 69, form a lower high, and then we come back down to go lower. Something like that could happen. But I do think we still have a date with destiny to the downside. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Low to high here. Look at that, bouncing off your 382. Ooh, that is nice. But 236, yeah, I'm kind of anticipating that you don't get above this line, above $11.07. I'm kind of anticipating you maintain prices below there. Genuinely speaking, you could go higher, but I still wouldn't. Even if that happens, not financial advice, but don't feel the FOMO, man. I wouldn't feel the FOMO up here. I don't think it's the right time, guys. I think there's going to be more time to the downside. But congratulations to everyone who bought on the low. You're probably feeling decent right now. If and when the price does come back down, just DCA some more. Don't panic sell. It's okay. If you're doing the short-term trade and you want to, buy here, sell here, or sell a little higher, like, cool, do that. But I think it's debatable as to if you'll even go a little bit higher, genuinely speaking. So you have your 236 there, and then right here from high to low, you're at your 382 as well. Pretty significant resistance on a fib basis. If we're looking at this thing on a daily, what you have is you have a high here in your RSI on this daily close right here. You have a high here in this RSI on this daily close. That is lower highs, technically. Even though it's a red day, it's a little bit higher than this right here. Lower highs on price, higher lows in the RSI. That is hidden bearish divergence. It's not a good thing. But if you keep going up, that would negate it. Wouldn't be bad. Kind of bouncing at an area that looks nice on the weekly RSI, to be fair. Looks kind of nice, like you're forming these higher lows, holding this kind of like upward channel. I'm not impressed though, man. I think it goes lower. I still do think it goes. I don't think it goes up much higher than it is now. And I would expect next week to close red. Like, you're up 6.8%. I think next week closes lower than this previous week, genuinely speaking. I want to look at the Heikin Ashi real quick. For those of you that don't know the Heikin Ashi, it's an average of like the previous candles, low to high, open to close, and the current candles, low to high, open to close. Here, I'll get a more. Let's see. What are Heikin Ashi candles? Means average bar. Spelled Heikin Ashi means average bar in Japanese. The Heikin Ashi technique can be used in conjunction with candlestick charts when trading securities spot market. It doesn't tell you what it is, but it is like an average. Let's see, formula. Yeah, Heikin Ashi, open to close. Or open plus high plus low plus close divided by 4. That equals the close. Heikin Ashi open, -1, so that would be the day before. 0, I think, is the current day. This is the day before, and then Heikin Ashi close is the day before. So you take the open and the close of the day before divided by 2. That equals the open. You take the close would be the open of the current day, plus the high, plus the low, plus the close, divide that by 4. The Heikin Ashi high equals the max high. It's just the max high of that current day, and the Heikin Ashi low is the max or the minimum low. So on the Heikin Ashi, it's the same thing. The lows and the highs on the wicks, they're the same as they would be on the traditional candles. But the candles themselves are based off of this formula. If that makes sense. The 0, I believe, I'm just assuming here, but I believe it's the current day. -1 would imply the day before the current day. Is my interpretation of that. And that's what I know about them anyways. So, but without any more of that, man. Heikin Ashi on the weekly is red. It flipped red. It's been green for a second. It's a momentum kind of indicator, right? Flipped green, flipped red. Anytime that it flips red like this, right? Look at how much downside you had. Here you flipped red for a little bit, but you're going neutral. Anytime you're neutral, you're moving like sideways. Indicators all over the board they're not as accurate. But you can see here, right? You went down. You kind of showed some green. You were like slowing down here, and you had a little relief, and then you went down hard, right, for a little while. Then you flipped green, had a little relief. Flip down. You were green here. You're definitely not just like showing relief, in my opinion. This isn't. I mean, this is healthy consolidation. This is like a healthy move to the downside, but it's going to be a little bit more severe, in my opinion, as far as like something like this would be, or like stuff like this would be. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not losing anybody. You did close the day green here, but again, moving up, you've had red days. And then you still continue to move up. Here you have a green day, you're going to move down. Here you had, green days on your way down, you still went down. So I'm not impressed by this day. Though it is a bigger candle than like some of these ones, I'm not too impressed by it. You might start the week off. All that to say, I'm trying to get back to it, is you might start the week off a little bit neutral or even green, but I would think you close the week red. That's my genuine interpretation of this. I think you have more to go. And where are you going to go? Just pull up the prices one more time in case I've lost anybody. Low to high. Below $8 probably. It's very common to go a little bit below your 382, so I would think a little bit below $8, if not all the way down to potentially around $4.72 to $4.02. I do think that you'll go below $8. I'm not so convinced that you'll go below $5, though. I wouldn't say that I'm not convinced that I'm not convinced that it's going to happen. I'm not convinced that it won't happen. You know what I mean? I'd say it's like 50-50 chance, but I do think you'll go below this green line here. I do think you'll find support somewhere below, probably below $6.50, probably below $6 even. But will you get below $5? I mean, I don't know if I would bet on that, but it absolutely is possible. There's some solid support down there, previous resistance areas too, significance on the fib. But I would more think about like below $6, below $6.50 as being like a more like realistic area to kind of expect prices to go. Though with that being said, again, I'm not discounting this area. I'm just not like absolutely certain of it either. You know what I mean? If that's any clarity. I do talk about it like almost every video, but that's because it's the golden ratio, it's the golden extension or golden retracement zone. It is a higher low nonetheless, so you could go down there and everything's fine. It's just that's like the minimum expectation of what could happen. I don't expect that you'd find support here, though, again, that is also possible, though I would say I don't expect that personally. I would expect that you go probably at least to this 0.5, if not a little bit lower. Generally speaking with fibs, that kind of look would make me think that you see prices down here, but you're in like a parabolic structure. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to follow the rules from this low to high. It can follow it from this low to high, and then boom, you're 61869 right there. That's 660 to 584, something like that. So will you go below $5? I'm not totally convinced that you will. I'm not totally convinced that you won't. I am fairly convinced that you will go below $7 though, below 650 even. But that's LTCN. Before I just continue to repeat myself, I'm not like worried about this. Again, it could go all the way up. It could even go all the way up to like $13 to $16 somewhere over there, form a lower high. I'm not anticipating that. I would kind of think it would be shocking to me if it went too much past this high even. I don't think you're going to get above $12 like at all before you continue to go lower, but you could. Don't be thrown off by that. Don't feel the FOMO. Not financial advice. If you feel the FOMO, if it goes up here and you're like, screw it, C-Zar, I'm going to feel the FOMO, and it does this, good job, good job. But if you feel the FOMO and it does this, bad job. So it's all on you. It's not on me. I'm not a financial advisor. So that's LTCN. That's my opinions on it. BCHG. If I was messing around with LTCN or BCHG, I would be patient, is what I would do. BCHG had a nice little pump as well. I think did BCH pump today? No, no, it didn't. Let's see. Top to bottom, 1272. I was told, somebody told me that I'm a flip-flopper. for talking about the same prices I've talked about since I first made my first BCHG video. You know, I'm a flip-flopper for saying that not only do I think these prices are possible, but I've now accepted this price or higher as a possibility. So you're not allowed to change your mind in this game, you guys. Otherwise, you're known as a flip-flopper. It's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, man. You know, it's not good to flip-flop like your plan. If you're planning to buy here and then it gets there and you're like, okay, maybe I'll buy here, and then it goes up like that, then you're a flip-flopper, like, you know what I mean? But like accepting the possibilities, doing the math, and realizing that the price absolutely could go up here, you know, if that's flip-flopping, I guess I'm a flip-flopper, man. I wear flip-flops. I am a flip-flopper. So, but just coming to grips with reality. I don't know. Call it what you want, but this is the expected range. I've said that from the beginning too, though I've said that I don't expect this for most videos. I'm under the impression that this is completely possible. It's not just like a number. It's not like an expected range that it could hit. Maybe it's possible to like a 1% degree, but like I think there's a decent chance of seeing prices up there. I wouldn't bet on it happening. I would bet on these ones happening. Absolutely, I would. But I'm more convinced now than I have been this whole time talking about BCHG that prices here or even higher are absolutely possible by the end of 2025. Like if I had to give it a percentage chance, I don't know, maybe 20%, maybe 50%. You know, I don't know. I'd probably say flip a coin. I wouldn't feel confident betting money. Like if someone's like, I'll bet you it doesn't go there, I wouldn't take them up on that bet. But if it broke that price, I wouldn't be surprised by it either. But I guess I'm a flip-flopper for accepting possibilities and having an open mind. It's just horrible. It's a bad thing, man. And shame on anybody who has an open mind. And no shame to internet trolls. We need more of them. They are the heroes of society. They're the real ones doing the real work out there. Low to high. I kid, man. I tease. I don't take it personally. I hope you don't take it personally, but I don't know. I don't know. Trolls seem to take things personally, man. 382 at 178 right there. Probably where you're going to go. Yes, you had a weekly high or a weekly day closing like that. I'm not impressed. Again, I'm not impressed. Maybe same thing as LTC. Maybe you go up a little bit more. I would say for this thing, I would give it maybe a little bit more of a wiggle room. You might go up to 382, maybe even all the way up to like $4, something like that. But then you come back down. So everything's still in shape, in my opinion, for lower prices. But you know that absolutely could change. I could be wrong, but I don't think I will be. I think that it's going lower. I think it has lower to go for sure. But don't be surprised if it goes up a little bit higher in the meantime. And don't be surprised if it opens up the week lower. You know, who really knows? But I would say for BCHG, I give it a little bit more wiggle room to the upside if it wants to go there. It doesn't have to, though. But nonetheless, they're both going down. So that's all I got to say, man. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm just rambling at this point. So if you like that video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'm going to even, let's see here, real quick before we're done, if you can see him in his glory. You see my cat? Right down. Oh, I can't. I don't know if you can see. I can't really. He's right there. Right there. Yeah. I've got two of them. That one is the pain in the ass. That's the one that's the pain in the ass. He's the annoying one. Also the one that is more loving. But anyways, that's just how it works sometimes. I'm sure we all have people like that in our lives. Anyways, take care, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.